Hi, good evening. This is a reading for Scorpio. I've already pulled the cards and we've got quite a powerful reading here for you, Scorpio. I hope you're loving your birthday season. Happy birthday to you, wherever it falls. Today is Thursday, the 6th of November, 2025. Okay, so first of all, Scorpio, you are coming out as the Queen of Wands. See that? Queen of Wands for you. So you are in your fire element. There's a lot going on. You're probably on firing on all cylinders, really creative. The Queen of Wands is a figure of keeping the home fires burning. So she's very loyal, very stable. This is like a constant flame. Yeah. And she kind of knows how to channel that flame, how to integrate that into herself safely, not to have like a fiery character, but having the power when necessary to exert the power that the Queen of Wands has. Causing a bit of a blockage to this at the moment, or a challenge, you've got the Knight of Wands. So I'm not sure if maybe this is a child of yours or somebody younger, or if it's simply the transition that you're making from the Knight of Wands yourself and then leveling up to the Queen. So the Knight of Wands is a bit more active. There's lots of movements with all the knights. It can often indicate a home. Maybe you've moved house recently and you're still kind of settling in, getting ready to get your fire burning in that new home. And then, of course, you will then be stable. But yeah, there's something to look at there. The Knight of Wands can sometimes indicate a player around you as well. If this is a love relationship, take what resonates with genders. Obviously, the Queen is stable. The Knight brings more of a kind of teenager, like proactive kind of energy. So the two frequencies would naturally clash anyway. Like it's like a kind of stable, chilled out parent with a young, feisty teenager, yeah. So obviously, being the Queen, you know exactly how to handle that. Make no mistake who the boss is, whatever those challenges may be. You've also got choice around you at the moment, and this is quite a deep choice regarding your values as a human being. Crowning your situation at the moment, you have the card of the Lovers here, and this is about making, it's not just about choices in love, it's about choices in life as well that reflect who you are on the level of the heart. So, what your values are, what everything means to you, and how that is reflected in the choices that you make in life. There is a touch of the divine here with the card of the Lovers. It can indicate divine union, it can indicate two halves of a whole coming together, and this can be the two halves within yourself. It can be the integration of your divine masculine and divine feminine energies. So that could be linking also with your current situation where you've got a feisty masculine energy crossing swords with a stable passive feminine energy. Okay, so there's a choice in that. Which path do you go down, eh? But lots of fire here already. Obviously, a situation, the Lovers as well, it shows us the first beginnings kind of karma, of how our choices have consequences. So do sit and think about that. I don't feel you've any worries in how you make your choices. At the root of the situation at the moment, we've got the King of Swords here. I feel this is you. I don't feel it's another person, Scorpio. I feel this is you having to reach a level within your mind where you're able to just kind of tap in to like an intellectual level, the level of the philosopher. This is often regarding difficult situations in life where we really need to elevate ourselves and be able to think very clearly, very rationally, be able to make sound and wise decisions. So there's something being going on with you in recent times that have maybe caused the King of Swords within you, Scorpio, to be developed and to be kind of at the basis of who you've been lately. Now, being a Scorpio, you are obviously a water sign, and maybe you've lived a lot of your life through your heart, and experiences have led you on a path where you've had to be in your mind quite a bit. There is peace to be had when we're elevated in the mind, because that is also where our divinity is. That is our connection to source. And obviously through things like meditation, mindfulness techniques, we are able to reach places of bliss within our mind. And I hope that that has happened for you, Scorpio. But I can see where there's also maybe some imbalance here, because you've got very strong fire at the center up against a more kind of, let's say, fiery fire. We have a stable flame up against a volatile spark. Yeah. And at the root of that is an elevated mind. Okay. What explains that is your past influences, okay? You've had to sacrifice yourself an awful lot, Scorpio. You've had to put yourself on the back burner. And I can see that maybe not having lived your true nature because you've been in a difficult situation has led to you where your survival mode has been going high up into the mind to first of all make sense of things, then maybe make changes and make decisions and choices. Back again to the choices that have effects on our lives and other people's lives as well, the people around us. So there's been something in your life, maybe this has been a long-term situation with the Hangman. It's a major arcana which says that it's an experience on a much deeper level of ourselves. It's not just, oh, that thing happened last week and yeah, it's affected me a bit. This is quite a deeper experience. We're talking about the level of the soul here. And the Hanged Man speaks of seeing things from a different perspective, like again back to the perspective of elevation, where you're not just kind of rooted in the ego, you're not just rooted in your base instincts and responses to the situations around you. You are able to view something and say, do you know what, I need to sacrifice myself right now in order to keep everybody else afloat, in order to keep peace in this situation, whatever that sacrifice is that you've had to make, Scorpio. It was almost at the cost of yourself and your true nature. So I'd like to just clarify that the position that this card is in past influences. So it could be that I'm taking you back to maybe something that was difficult quite a while ago and it has ended. And this is just to clarify that it's time to really let all of that go. Any residual emotion you may have, any resentment or anything like that, I can guarantee you it's your time to shine, Scorpio. You can let all of this go. Sometimes things pop back up in the past influences just to make sure that we have actually acknowledged that ending, or to give us reassurance that the end is nigh, yeah, for this difficult situation in which you're having to sacrifice yourself. It's on the understanding that it's for the greater good. So it's almost like a philanthropic or altruistic frame of mind that allows us to be in the Hanged Man, to accept the Hanged Man and to stay there until such a time as we can see, like, no, I've done my bit, yeah, it's time for me again now. So this is moving out. do what you need to do in your mind to move that out and accept that it's moving out. Let your fire burn of the Queen of Wands. You are that stable flame. Although you're a water sign, you are all dimensions, Scorpio. You have an element of everything in you to differing degrees. But what is coming in for you, and sometimes we need to also make room. So part of the past influences position is not just reassurance and clarification, but to kind of force that little bit in your mind of like, yes, that really has gone. Okay, bye. and here's a bit of space now. Not just mental space, but space in our whole system, you know, to welcome in new energies. And what we have coming in for you, Scorpio, is the World. This is the final card of the major arcana. So this speaks of huge kind of life completion, level completion. It's not the end of your time here. It's the end of this chapter on a soul level. So whatever lessons, whatever life lessons that you've had in recent times, and whatever that's brought you, obviously it's brought you to be looking at the choices you're making and how that's going to affect your future, and to also appreciate that there's a time and place when it's not for us, but that can also lead to the best times and places when it is for us. And for you, you're really able to kind of turn the page, okay? The World speaks of kind of bringing everything together on every level of ourselves. I don't know if you just heard that as well, but little confirmation for you with the ping on the phone. So yeah, it's like it's leveling up, okay? So it's bringing together everything you've been experiencing. You've gone through so much, not just outwardly in life, but inwardly in who you are. You've really kind of touched depths within yourself. You're able to really close the chapter on this in all levels, you know, not just saying to yourself, oh, right, here's to the new, and that situation is over. It's about really kind of having that energetic refreshment, having that rest, having that conscious kind of line, and being aware of the line within your consciousness that here we go, we're actually leveling up. And here we can see we've also got the egg, which is going to birth this new situation with you on a new level, with heightened awareness, maybe more in tune with the gifts that you were born with, a little bit of return to yourself, a return to innocence. Yeah, what a beautiful song that is. Thank you, Enigma, for giving us that. But yeah, there's a return here. It's a soul return, Scorpio. You're not just having your solar return of your birthday at the moment. This is a real time when you can bring everything together that you've had so far in your life. Turn that page and look at that fresh page of what is now in front of you, and with the full awareness and consciousness that you can now make some decisions that are going to have the most amazing impact on your life. And your life will then be a true and full reflection of your choices that you have chosen consciously. And you're now able to do that with an elevated perspective, like almost a philosophical level of being able to look at things. And that includes how you look at yourself, while also having this nurturing fire and flame of power, potential, inspiration inside of you, which is just all the right ingredients you could possibly ask for a fresh start in your life. Now, on a deeper level with where you are at the moment, we have more wands, Scorpio. We have a page of wands. So in amongst this kind of powering up within yourself, you've also got pages are like seeds. It's like a little kind of, it's a little spark of something just out of the blue. So it could be an idea. And I am going to say with some confidence that this is a new idea, Scorpio. This is something you haven't thought of before. It's possible in your Queen of Wands phase at the moment that you're brimming with loads of ideas. Maybe you're going back to things you thought of when you were younger, like, oh, I always dreamed of this. And God, I invented something years ago. Like, shall I finally get that going now? The page also speaks of something absolutely brand new, a new idea. And because it's a page, because it's a seed, it's actually very delicate. It's very fragile. And there's no assumption that we can make when we have pages that it's going to turn into anything. Because it requires, just like a seed, it requires nurture from us. So when pages come into our lives, we can get these ideas just out of nowhere. It could be like a solution to something that you've had going on for a while. It could really be an invention. It could be just an idea for you that you want to do, something creative, some way that you want to express yourself. But whatever this is with the page, it isn't going to grow itself. It's not like an ace where you're like just whacked up the backside with this rush of energy from the universe. It's like just a tiny spark of something inside of you that needs to be formulated and grown and turn into something else. This is where we see what the true process of creation is, which is from a one speck of light, we form the ideas, and then we kind of have the feelings that attach to those ideas, and then the feelings generate action within us, which cause us to go and do something, which brings that idea into fruition and makes it manifest in the world. The page is the beginning of that process. So if you want that to turn into something, you have to make that idea grow. You have to fluff it out with details. You have to then figure out how to integrate that into what you're going to do, which then brings it into fruition. But pages also speak of life-changing potential. So when that pops up, it's a good idea to write down any ideas that you have, just because there's no guarantees with pages, okay? So enjoy that I'm excited for you. Views of others. This position can often give us quite a different vibe for a moment. And that's because what we're projecting out into the world isn't always the same as what's actually going on with us inside. And sometimes it doesn't matter what you project out into the world, people are going to talk anyway. Sometimes it's the complete opposite, and there's nothing you can do about that. Your views of others at the moment, Scorpio, you have the star. I don't have to cover her up because it's a mermaid, it's not a naked lady on this one, but just the same kind of beautiful image of hope against all adversity, Scorpio. People are seeing that, yeah, people who know you, they know you've had a tough time. They know you've had to put yourself to the side for a while. They know that you've been dealing with a lot. You're not just a water sign. You've been dealing with massive thought, not just processes, but having to really live in your head for a while and kind of be up there. That must have been hard for you as a Scorpio. You're also dealing with massive fire as well as these deeper experiences with your major arcana. So people are seeing that you are having a deep experience because it's a major in that position. They are seeing that you're having a deep experience. They're maybe seeing that you're struggling alone a little bit. So if people are asking you if you would like anything or if they can do anything, it really is out of the goodness of their heart, okay? They're seeing that you've got hope, that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. They're seeing that you have faith. They're seeing that you are in touch with who you are as a water sign. So you're quite all right with your feelings. You're quite upfront, but how you are growing and developing as an individual soul is that maybe you've got some quite new experiences that you didn't expect to deal with when you were younger because of what your nature is like. So you've had a tough time lately, and it's maybe put you in a bit of a storm. But what's going on around you isn't affecting what's going on inside of you to such a point that you're going to lose any hope or faith in what your future holds. So I feel that the support that you're maybe being offered at the moment it's definitely genuine, and it's because I feel you've got quite good open relationships with people that they do really know what is happening with you. So accept that support. Your wishes are on the way. Star can also speak of wish fulfillment and also spiritual guidance. It's a really lovely card. It ultimately is the story of Pandora's box, where through no fault of her own, a storm came, and by staying focused on that one speck of light in the darkness, survival happened. So people see that that's what you're doing. Lovely card. Accept the support, Scorpio, because it's very well meant. In your hopes and fears at the moment, we have Temperance. Temperance speaks of real kind of harmony within, harmony of balancing all duality within ourselves. So not just your kind of divine masculine, feminine, not just all of your elements, but all of you entirely. And that includes your soul, your dark, your light, your shadow, your guardians, your guides, your angels. All aspects of who you are able to be brought into conscious balance and harmony by you being truly aware of yourself and truly accepting and loving yourself. And we're all able to reach this level of bliss. And it isn't bliss in a kind of fantasy sense of, oh, I'm going to go and listen to this video for 20 minutes and yeah, I'm in a blissful place. But then, oh, quick, I've got to get back to work and then do this and then do that and then do that. And that moment of bliss is totally forgotten because we're straight back to the rat race after it. Sorry. By truly accepting absolutely everything, every bad day, every good day, every bad person, every good person, every experience, by truly accepting everything and accepting all bits of who you are and really seeing yourself on every level and loving yourself on every level, you can achieve this level of harmony and bliss. It doesn't have to be a fantasy. It doesn't have to be like a quick stick and plaster for 5 minutes because you've listened to the correct tone, you know. All of those things are majorly helpful and we really, really need them. I'm not slating any of them. I'm talking about reaching that state of consciousness organically, evolving to that state of consciousness. And it includes increasing your levels of consciousness all the time, awareness, pure acceptance, like real radical acceptance of who you are and who everybody else is as well, forgiving everything. And that's not easy, you know. It's not easy at all, but it's possible. And it's possible for you, Scorpio, and you've brought it into this reading here because you know that it's a very real possibility for you. And I feel like you are very, very close, and maybe you've come very close many times, and it's definitely something within your grasp, and you know it's within your grasp. And maybe it will be within your grasp. See, we have another mermaid with the world. It's possible that reaching this world state, sorry, the stage within the reading where the world card comes in. It may be that you're reaching the world stage. I hope you do. But it could be that having reached this level of completion is when this is finally kind of, you're allowing it to come in for yourself. It's always been there, Scorpio. It's always been there as an achievable state of being for you. Does that make sense? Anything in our hopes and fears is something that we do want for ourselves, but also we place our own barriers there, and it's usually to do with our fears, our shadow, things that have hurt us in the past, things that hold us back from really, really working towards achieving that goal. And with this goal being bliss, harmony, and it's a choice as well. Again, going back to your choices, how lovely. You've got the two mermaids and the two seahorses. Temperance, we don't just reach a state of temperance by accident. It's about constantly choosing. And it could be daily sometimes, you know, you've got some really tough situations going on. They're really pulling at all of your energy. You may have people around you draining you because of the kind of frequency that they're on with their fire. It's not the same frequency that you're on with your fire. It's like, can you see my candle here? I've just got this one flame little candle. So this is like you're just one flame, constant, can be turned up if necessary, but controlled, stable, able to be worked with. Whereas you get like a, you know, those little blow torches to do the pudding, the creme brulee. That's my comparison for here. So it's like, yeah, two different frequencies like that can drain your energy. So, sorry, back to temperance. We don't reach temperance by accident. Temperance is a journey through consciousness of choosing every time we're hurt, every time we are shattered to pieces, we're brokenhearted, we're ridiculed, we're insulted, we're disrespected. All of those things where you could instead lash out, you could hurt somebody else, you could make plans to bring them down or destroy their life or get them sacked or whatever. We all make choices, don't we? We are all constantly making choices that affect the rest of our lives and that have consequences, not just for us, but for the people around us. So you're in this state at the moment where there's a big choice around you. And part of what you have always wanted for yourself, Scorpio, is this peace, inner peace, true inner peace, which is reached by, I mean, it's reached in many, many ways, but part of how it's reached is by true acceptance of what is, yeah? We say it's so easy now, it is what it is. Oh, it is what it is. It is what it is. But really, every day that has passed up till now, can't do anything about it. It is what it is. Every day that's coming, you're going to be having choices. You're not at the mercy of life. I feel like you've been at the mercy of life. You've been at some mercy of something. And this is passing. Yeah. I feel like this isn't going to resonate for many people. It's a very specific message. But whatever you've been sacrificing of yourself, and yes, it was for the greater good, but that doesn't have to be your whole life. It could just be that situation required it, that timeline required it, that person's involvement in your life required it, that job required it. But whatever it is, it's in your passing. It's showing up as a past influence. So it's either going or it's gone. And you need to accept it on a conscious level, because it's going to be part of your conscious journey of choosing inner peace and pathways to inner peace that is going to lead you to this not be in a hope and fear anymore. It's going to be here in your reality, what's actually happening in your life, because it's very real and it's very possible. You can reach that, Scorpio, and you are. I love that for you in hopes and fears. You know what's holding you back. You don't reach the world by accident either. Again, this is conscious. It's about the major arcana is the journey of the soul, but we travel that journey with our consciousness. So you get so far and you go through all those different landscapes. When the wheel does its turn, we go through all these different stages of the journey of the soul to awakening, acceptance, peace. You are reaching something. If you allow this in, it's coming. Your stage of completion is coming. And in that stage of completion, Scorpio, you're not only leveling up, you're not only drawing a line, you're not only saying goodbye to the past, you are increasing absolutely everything of who you are as human, as a soul, as a light being. You're going up a dimension, yeah? So part of it is consciously allowing that in as well. Allow for completion, allow for leveling up. A bit like a video game, yeah? If you know that your leveling up is coming, doesn't that add to the excitement? Final outcome card for you. I love this. This is actually my favourite card anyway because of the whales. But I absolutely love it. The Empress. So whether you're a man or woman, Scorpio, it's not about whether you're a man or a woman. The card of the Empress is about back to major arcana. So on a soul level, it's your divine feminine coming to the fore. You learning how to really love yourself, really nurture yourself. It's the mothering card. So it is quite early on in the soul journey. It doesn't actually matter the timeline, but just in a sense of how the soul is budding, being birthed, and you know, a completely fresh soul, if you imagine. So it's that first, sorry, it's that first experience of what it means to be nurtured, to understand how to make the body feel good. So it's about understanding what you're in tune with. What are your favorite foods that make you feel amazing? What is that exercise that makes you feel great? What are those things that you, as an individual human being, feel brilliant when you nurture yourself with those things? I feel like you're going to be having a journey, Scorpio, and isn't winter such a nice time to do that? To think of how we can be sensual. So treat yourself. How can you treat yourself? Whatever your budget is, it doesn't matter. You can treat yourself at Home Bargains these days and just have something that makes you feel good, you know, for just a couple of pounds. It isn't just about nurturing yourself in the physical, it's about honoring you, honoring the part of you that wants to love other people and care for other people, the part of you that wants to comfort others, that wants to be there for others, the part of you that wants to make your world lovely, the part of you that wants to experience bliss. This is part of your divine feminine. I feel like this is all coming together and there's something actually happening with your leveling up, Scorpio. Okay. Leveling up, living in bliss, nurturing the self. Obviously, this is a mama whale and her baby. So it's that whole experience. The Empress can speak of childbirth as well. I know some readers kind of like to say that first when the Empress comes up, because the traditional image is a pregnant lady. So it can be the birthing of anything. It can be the birthing of a new idea, a new business, back to your Page of Wands. It could be that you really are birthing some sort of empire here, Scorpio. It could be something to do with the healing arts. There's lots and lots of healing energy here. This feels really high vibrational, like where you're going. It's like a solidification of who you are, but a softening at the same time, because you're not just operating from your mind. You're operating from the fire, that is you. You're operating from your water element, that is you. There's absolutely no earth here at all. But everything you're doing is manifesting. You're manifesting peace here, Scorpio. You're manifesting heaven on earth, which is what I think kind of what we're here to do, because it's possible. We all know it's possible. I'm going to get you out an angel card. What have we got? I'm just thinking a bit more about the Empress. I feel like this winter for you is going to be kind of a bit like hibernating, but not in a sense of hermit mode. In a sense of kind of going within a little bit and just absolutely loving to bits everything that you can. Complete sensual bliss, as in the real word of sensual, all your senses being pleased on every level. We want for nothing, and it's all there. There's so many ways to be feeling really good. What do we have for Scorpio today, please? What do we have for Scorpio today? Patience, okay. Hibernating over winter, yeah. You see that? Archangel Jophiel, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. So not just the hibernating over winter, the nurturing, the patience. You already understand patience, Scorpio. You've had to sacrifice yourself for so long. But something is happening at this time. The levels that you've had to go through in your mind are going to really help you with your decision making, because you're able to kind of see now from a higher perspective what the consequences of your decisions can be. You're able to step, and with your calm, stable power of your fire, you don't mind asserting yourself for a moment to say, I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to think about this properly, and then I'm going to make the decision that is correct for everybody. And you've been making decisions that's been correct for everybody for a long time, but something's coming in for you to be able to focus on your leveling up, your completion, your conscious journey through this stage where there is an ending and a beginning. You've got so much creativity around you for new ideas. You also have so much spiritual support. People know that it's pretty tough, but they see the light that you carry within you and the faith that you have. You are an inspiration, Scorpio. Your hopes to live in bliss, peace, and true harmony are very, very real and very, very possible. Hang on to them because you're so close. All of this is so, so close. And you, as the divine feminine, will be building empires. You have a lot to offer. You're a divine feminine. Don't ever forget it. Thank you, Scorpio. Take care.